Hello guys, and welcome to another 45 minutes of Doodle Empires. I hope you enjoyed the last video, I did. And yeah, so let's get into it. Right, no, not new game. I'm gonna load the game. 45 min vid. Yep, that's what it's called. Oh, come on, hurry up. I nearly got that fly. There's this fly buzzing around my room and it's being really goddamn annoying all morning. It was buzzing around my face last night while I was trying to get to, what do you call it? To sleep. Oh, okay, I can see why it wasn't doing anything now. Right, so let's full screen this and put 45 minutes on the clock. Go. Okay, who will be getting the first? Oh, it's Etrusca. Etrusca's going to expand into Venice. Who's next? Corsica. Oh, Corsica's going to have a split. And Corsica's pretty big. I mean, they invaded Sicily just because they thought it would rebel from Rome. So they'll have Sicily break free. They got so close to unifying Italy. So Sicily will break free in the south of Italy and will push up to the Sicilian protection fort, capturing it. And yeah, they basically just push up all the way up to the river towards Rome and then take Fort Quentinburg. So yeah, that's fine. That was part of their plan, but they don't really like it. But it does make Sicily greenest. Nice draws a card and gets a small expand. Let me just fix that border real quick. Okay. Oh, well, that was it. Corsica will then found Green Islam as opposed to Greenism, which is their own like version, despite the fact that they were the creators of Greenism. I don't know. Corsica will then build a castle. I'll build one. I'll build one up in the Alps. Let's see, what should we call it? I think Milan's up there, right? Milan Fort ? If Milan's not there, I can always just change its name. Sicily will then have a small split. Ooh, so Sicily's gonna break apart now. Where to split off? Where to split off? Perhaps we have Italy break free. Now, while they don't control Rome, they control Fort Quedlinburg. And Italy is a very notorious face. Romania will then found a religion. Purple do. Like Hindu, but purple. Sweden will then get a medium expand. And expand up to border Denmark and Norway. They'll also finish off explorationing that island. Denmark and Norway will then get its own origin, despite the fact that it already had its own origin. Brittany will get a union, and they'll just unite with Normandy. Oh, an age division again. Greece will have a small split. How about we have Sparta? No, because Sparta's their like core territory. Athens. Aha! I know what we can have break free. Crete is back on the map. Just take some of these islands. And there we go, Crete is back on the map. Crimea will get a small expand. Push up to that river. Sicily will then get another split. Oh, a new country in Italy. Where should we have? Heal. Helia. Because I don't actually know what that region's called. Will break free. And then they will capture Sicilian Protection Fort and push all the way up that side of the mountain. Syria will then have a split, but I honestly don't know how I can split them, so I don't think they will be getting a split. Belgium will be building a castle. They'll build the Hague. Oh, I probably should have gave them Brussels. Oh well. Crimea will get a new leader. Thrace will get a large expand. And will start to expand rapidly in the Anatolian Peninsula. Belgium will then split, and will have Dunkirk break free. See, what colour should Dunkirk be? Yeah, that looks like Dunkirk. So yeah, we have Dunkirk breaking free. And Greece is no. How am I meant to split them? We'll have East Greece break free. Like around that mountain. And maybe they capture these islands. There you go. East Greece is free. Ireland will then get a small split. Welp. Norwich is coming back, boys. I might name them Norfolk, actually. Norfolk is coming back. Etrusca will then get a small split. And it's time for Venice. Venice will break free. But apparently Etrusca will just get a massive exclave, sure. Algeria will then have a small split, but they are actually too small to have a small split. So I won't split them. Romania will get a split, and I still can't split them. They're too small. Romania will get a split again, and I still can't split them. They're too small. Carthage will get a small split. Ooh. Which section of Carthage? Section of Carthage do we break off this time? Let's give West Algeria freedom. So, West Algeria will be making a comeback. Well, they will be making an existence now, technically. If they get a union, they're obviously uniting with real Algeria. Crete will then get a medium expand. And because I can't get them to colonize Libya, they will... What will they do? That is the true question. What will they do? They don't really have anywhere that they could colonize. Aha! They start a war with Greece because they're in decline. They attack and steal some of these islands away and push up the Athens Peninsula, capturing Athens. This leaves just Sparta as the capital city. Greece will then split apart again. Now we'll have North Greece break 3. North. I swear Greece is just like splintering. Just like, yeah, no, we don't actually want to be a country anymore. We just want to be like 20 different ones. Nice? Okay, now a new nation. Finally. Let's add in Morocco. That would be kind of cool. Morocco. Look at that. We'll get both sides of that. They'll expand down to the edge of the map. And would you look at that? There's a Morocco. Etrusca will have another split, and then this will be Jibonovic, despite the fact that they don't really control Jibonovic. It's close enough. Pow. Jibonovic is free. Thrace will then found its own religion of orangeness. Orangeness. Crimea will get a small start to expand around the Sea of Azov. West Algeria will get a large expand and will finish off other Algeria. They will then continue to fight Carthage. East Greece gets a new. Syria gets a union, but we're just gonna stop trying to pronounce East Greece. I do it perfectly the time I don't want to. Syria. Who would you unite with? I think I might unite you with yourself, honestly. There's just no one I can think of uniting with. Denmark-Norway gets a small expand and starts to expand in Denmark. And the Age of Conflict will begin, which basically is just an age of colonization. Jibonovic will get a union, and they'll unite with Venice. Jibonovic will then actually get Jibonovic, and some of these islands down here. And then a new nation will pop up. Right. Let's have Hungary. Hungary, welcome to the map, boy. Welcome to the map, my boy. I know you're gonna absolutely thrash everyone, aren't you? I believe in you, Hungary. Norfolk will then get a small expand, just continuing to kick the Irish out of England. East Greece will get a new leader again. Sicily will get a split. Right, well, looks like mainland Italy's now gonna come free. Mainland Italy is... Okay guys, sorry about the random pause. I realised I had to get out of my room. It was very early in the morning, and technically I wasn't supposed to be doing this, but who cares? But now, I'm also not supposed to be doing this, so shh. But yeah. So, mainland Italy will split away from Sicily. What's gonna happen next? Greece gets a medium expand, and they push back, what do you call it? Crete out of their lands and start to invade into the islands. Crete will then found a religion of gold time. Gold Tim. Yeah, that'll do. Gold Tim. Sicily will then fight back against this rebellion, and it will be invaded all the way and destroyed. They will then start to push back onto this, into Helia, leaving Helia actually quite far away from the heel. Italy will then have a small split, and that's fine because Quentinburg can break free. So Quentinburg will form its own nation, and that'll be that. Crete will then get a small expand, and we'll recapture these islands and say, okay, Greece, that's enough. We'll stop fighting you, you stop fighting us, yeah? So that'll be what they do, and then they decide to sail up here and just colonize a whole bunch of random islands that they don't need to colonize. And, yeah. They'll then start seizing islands off Thrace. And Thrace won't like that. but they feel all powerful because they just absolutely demolished the Greeks. So they're going to start the attacking Thrace, but Thrace is like triple the size of Greece and actually knows what it's doing. And they will completely destroy the great country and just annex them. Dunkirk will get a small expand, will just start to wrap around the coast of France. Norfolk will get a medium expand and continue to push back against the Irish. Italy will split again. Maybe we have Mountina. Yeah, Mountina will break away. They'll seize all the mountains. East Greece will adopt a religion. And they adopt Navy-ish bluism. They try to be different, dude. North Greece will then get a small expand and will start to expand into Thrace, Greece, kinda. Mainland Greece, I think that's what it's called. So there's a lot of Greases. Hungary will then get a small expand. And Morocco will get a medium expand, meeting up with Algeria. Syria will then gain its own origin. Look at the origin map, dude, this is sick. East Greece will then found a religion of Tealism. Yeah, by the way, the timer got wrecked, so I'm just gonna see when this recording ends up at 45 minutes. Denmark, Norway will split. Well, looks like freedom for Denmark. Denmark's just fed up of having to put up with Norway. So they break free. Please give me an expand. Ooh, a new nation. Okay. How about we make Bavaria? Okay, so Bavaria will form up along the east boundary. And that'll be them. Right there. Romania will get a new leader. Hungary will get a medium expand. And this time they'll expand out to this river. Hungary being a pretty strong country right now. The Dutch will get a union and they will unite with Belgium. Mountinia gets a small expand and starts to invade into the remnant state of Helia. Helia will then split away, but I honestly don't know how they'd split, so I'm not going to split them. But there's just internal unrest. Another new nation. Perhaps we have Portugal. Yeah, Portugal would be cool. Portugal, welcome. You expand around Lisbon. Damn, there's a Portugal. Europe is looking very strange. The Etruscans will now adopt a religion. And they will adopt Greenslam, as it has real Etruscan in it. Etrusca will then found their own religion of light green slam. Yeah? So split. Quintenberg will then expand south into Mountinia. And Rome, an age of conflict will start. And Rome will finish off Mountinia. They'll then seize Rome from Corsica. Sicily Well, apparently found a religion, but that's not what I was going to have them do. Redness. Right, okay. So Sicily, for God's sake, stop queenism then. Oh my god. Sicily will then attack Sardinia. However, they will leave the Corsica island alone. They will then start to expand into Helia. Right? Next up, we have Etrusca seeing the fall of Corsica, going back and recapturing Etruscany. They will then get a union with Jabonovic, and Quintenberg will build yet another castle, and this time it will be Mountainberg. Mountainberg. There you go. Mainland Greece will get a large expand, and will start to push back against North Greece, actually completely just demolishing them. Mainland Greece will then try and besiege Athens. Dunkirk will get a large expand, and they will land down here in Lancaster. Just go in, colonise more. They push up to the Thames River, and they just keep on expanding west. Sicily gets their own origin now. Bavaria. Okay, no, another new nation. Where to put this one? Perhaps we have, what do you call it? Bordeaux. Right, become a new nation. Bordeaux. Bordeaux will form up around Bordeaux. Wow, that one's a shocker. And they'll push down to these mountains and like get all of this region. Damn, this new nation gonna be big. They're gonna touch Nice. That doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean. And then Hungary will build a castle in Budapest. I think Budapest's Hungarian. Corsica will then have Milan break free. And their empire will finally start to crumble. Corsica just be like, no! Italy will then build a castle in Mountinia. Just to rival Mountainberg. Just to be annoying. Etrusca will then cut off, what do you call it, the Sicilians, and they will then steal their lands up in northern Italy. Also seizing some of these little port cities that got left behind. They will then fill in some of this region, but mainly they will go on an offensive slightly south. And this is the end for Corsica. Quentinberg will then meet up with Etruscany and start to push up against this river. I'll then push out over the river, and then they will finish off Helia, just to be annoying to Helia. They'll then start to set up colonies all the way out here, cutting off Etrusca in the Balkans. Nice will then get a large expand and will come down and land in the north of Corsica, and I've just realised they're the exact same colour as Sardinia. They'll then expand into these and will push around up here. Sorry, this is Is this Nice or is it Octavia? I can't remember. Yeah, it is Nice. Okay, Nice, we're gonna like slightly switch up your colour a bit so that you're not the same colour as Sicily. Right. Milan will then get a small expand and finish off those. They will then start to expand through the Alps, which will go pretty badly. Greece will then get a small expand and they will push into mainland Greece after they attempted to siege Athens. They also apparently pushed into East Greece. Mainland Greece will then split apart with East Greece breaking free. Go on, hurry up. So East Greece will break free. I said East Greece will break free. Why is this taking so long? Right. And then North Greece will adopt a religion. They will adopt orangeness. Wait, that's East Greece. That's West Greece. Sorry. West Greece. Also, there's North Greece somewhere in there, but they're the same colour, so it doesn't really matter. Portugal will then adopt a religion, and they will adopt brownism. Just because. Bordeaux will then split, and I don't know what this region is called in France, so we'll just call them France. Bearing in mind that we don't actually have any countries just called France, so this will be France. Now, we did have a France over where Nice is, but we're just going to forget about it. Okay, right, we're back, and I managed to get the time right. Okay, so let's get back into this. Who's going next? Ireland will get a new leader. Romania will get a medium expand. And they'll finally reach out to the coast. Okay, another new nation now. Let's have a Poland. Poland! I think they're a bit purple for Poland, but still. Maybe they like exist down this river. And then up and around out to there. And then up into like Kaliningrad and East Prussia. One day when the captain's ready, one day when the captain's ready. Okay, and Bosnia will then get a small expand, and they will expand into Albania. East Greece will then adopt navy bluistic because all the countries around them are navy bluistic. Syria will get a new leader. Ireland will get a large expand. They'll expand a little bit in Wales, but they will mainly expand in Ireland. Who could have seen that one coming? Bosnia will get a small split, and oh, it's Albania, time to control the Holy Land. And Albania is free. West Algeria will then get a small split. Well, bearing in mind that they're called West Algeria, and there's been a very historic East Algeria, that's what's going to be coming back. How did I say it'll be lasting very long? Maybe, maybe not. Yes, Morocco. France will then get a split, and I honestly can't split them. Bordeaux will then get a large expand. They'll expand all the way up to Brittany, connecting Northern Europe to Southern and Central Europe. They'll then see that this is a pretty smart thing to do, and they will take away France's access to the rest of the world, and then they will just kill France because they want to be the middleman of trade between North Europe and Southern Europe. And so, Bordeaux will get very rich, and a new nation will form again. Let's have Cornwall just appear. Cornwall. I made them the exact same colour as Dunkirk. Maybe they just get a bit of this. They're just gonna push into Dunkirk's colony at this point. Please don't have screwed them up too much. Okay, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Cornwall just a bit fat. Go on, Norfolk. You'll build a castle, and you'll build Lincoln, I do believe, is up there. Oh no, Lincoln's down there. I don't know. I can't remember, okay? I only live in England. Crimea will found their own religion. Where's Silver? Silverness. Yep, Silverness. Thrace will then get a medium expand, and they will start to expand around the north coast of Turkey. Thrace is probably the strongest country on the map. North Greece will then adopt Thrace's religion. North Thrace is already origistic anyway. Sicily. Oh, an age of unity. Syria will adopt Origenus because of the overwhelming pressure. West Greece will build a castle in Nabana. I don't know, I completely made that up. Brittany will then get a small expand and kick Cornwall out before meeting up with the rest of Northern Europe. Sicily will get a new leader. Carthage will have a small split. Where should I have split away? Maybe we'll have, I don't know, Libya break free. God knows. Like they're basically, yeah, Libya's like all the way over here, but who cares? North Greece will found a religion, and maybe it will just be volcanic. But volcanic, yeah, that makes sense totally. Etrusca will get a small expand, and they will push into the mountains. Morocco will get a new leader. Greece will get a medium expand, and we'll finish off this Greece, and then invade into this Greece. And they're starting to try and unite Greece. Hint, hint, unite. Okay, they're then gonna adopt greenism as a sign of defiance against Orangistic. Syria gets a new nation. Greece gets a small expand, and, well, you know where they're going. Norfolk will adopt yellowism. Ireland will then get a new leader. Bavaria will get a union. Except they don't actually border anyone. So they won't be getting a union. I'm sorry. We'll just unite them with themselves. Wait, on the topic of union, they'll small expand. Great. I said on the topic of union. Okay, now you just get a new leader. Portugal will get a small split, and I honestly can't split them, they're too small. Albania gets a new leader. Albania then adopts a religion. Albania adopts Origenus. Portugal will then found their own religion of redness, because there isn't any red on the faith map. No, that's the origin map. There you go. Quintenberg will then have a split, and we'll have Croatia break free. Bosnia's like, what? No, don't steal our coastline, please. Don't steal our coastline. Hungary will then split. Unfortunately, I don't know much about Hungary. I honestly can't split them because I just don't know anything about Hungary. Dunkirk will get a large expand, and they'll start to expand inwards now in France because they haven't got anywhere else to go. West Greece will get a small expand, and will push Greece back a little, and they will also invade into mainland Greece, just to be annoying. Normal Greece will then unite with West Greece, absolutely demolishing them. And they will not split because that would go against the narrative. A new nation! A new nation! Where to go? Aha! Serbia! This won't cause issues in the Balkans at all. Hello, Serbia. Oh, then Greece. Good boy. Greece will then finish off uniting Greece. And now, Thrace has a little bit of something to be worried about. East Algeria will then split, and I cannot split them, they're far too small. West Algeria. Oh crap, an age of division will begin. Okay, the Octavian Revolt will form. Right, because Nice is like down there, so Octavia will revolt. They'll cut off the north and start to invade into it. Nice is just like, oh, screw this, mate. Dunkirk will get a new leader. Portugal, as I said last time that they tried to split them in half, I just can't, they're too small. A new nation? Again? Where to have this time? Where could it spice up? Aha! I have an idea. Bulgaria! We know you hate Serbia, so why don't you just go ahead and spawn right now so that you can start hating on them? Yes, that's it, Bulgaria. Another new nation. Oh, the new nations are going through the roof. Let me find a good spot. Aha, we will have the Baltic Duchy. We'll make the Baltic Duchy grey, because why not? Look at that. Bavaria will then get a medium expand and start to expand across the south of Germany, in Bavaria. Denmark, Norway will have a split, and Norway will break free from, the remnants of Denmark, Norway. That still exists, by the way. Regal Denmark will then not split apart because I can't split them apart. Nice will get a new leader. Poland will split and we'll have Koenigsberg. Koenigsberg will become its own nation. Nice. Looks like the Baltic region's going to start heating up now. East Algeria will adopt a new religion. And they'll adopt orangeness. Because their main fight is against greenishness. Oh, greenism. Cornwall will then get a small split. Let's see. Cornwall, Dover. Okay, so Dover is breaking free. And their leader will be named Ben. Ben. That might have been really cringe. Greece will then get a union. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, this could be strategic right here. Oh, let me look at the faith mode. Okay, so greenism. Where should they go? Well, they could expand into the Italian peninsula, but I don't think anyone there would be willing. Maybe they just unite with Albania, like they just subjugate the Albanians, and they then build a castle up here, like Zogger, because King Zog lived there. Bosnia will have a split, and I honestly don't know how to split them, so nope. The Baltic Duchy will then get a small split, and we'll have one of the Baltic brothers break free. Estonia will become its own country because they don't want to be part of the Baltic Duchy. Sicily will then split. Dun, 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 dun. Well, knowing the empires that come out of here, when Sardinia breaks free, things aren't looking too good. Tung tung, tung tung, tung 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 sahur. Italy will then get a large expand, and they will attack, pincering off Quentinburg and giving them a little exclave. Milan will then split, and maybe we have like the Swiss break free. Switzerland. Switzerland's apparently, because I can't spell. There we go. There are the Swiss. God, Switzerland. Okay, now a new nation. Where to put one? Where to put one? Well, seeing as the Baltics are heating up, maybe we put in a Finland. Finland! Welcome! Welcome to the party, dude. Cornwall will then split apart again, and I think that's Essex, if I'm right. That was my great spelling. It probably has an X in it, and I just can't spell, okay? So Ben, the leader of Dover, will be going up against Essex Ollog. Oh, Nice will then have another split. Dun 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 dun. Corsican aligned rebels. Now they're not Corsica because Corsica still exists, but outside of Corsica. They're just rebels that want to join Corsica. Well, Corsica, what have you got to say about that? An age of unity! And they'll just get a small expand and seize all the islands. And then, yeah, they'll unify! Look at that! Dun 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 dun. They'll then push up against this river because Quentinburg is kind of getting demolished. Italy will then get a union. They will unite with Quentinburg, annexing them. Brittany will get a new leader. Norway will build a castle. Christiania? I don't know. I think that's what it's called because that one's Oslo and then there's, yeah. Portugal, as many times as you try to split, I'm not going to split you because you're too tiny. Mainland Greece will build micro-state castle because they're just a micro-state. Micro-state castle. For only micro-states come join. Greece will then have a small split, and we all know who's coming out. Let me. Albania. Albania. Jesus Christ, that was difficult to spell. Ah, great. Now Albania with a W. Sure. They'll just be Albania with a W from now on. Etrusca will get a new leader. Libya will get a union. They'll unite Carthage. But that will be it for today's video. They will form Libya Carthage. And that will be that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Lots of empires falling. We saw the fall of Corsica and their the beginnings of their re-rise by the looks of it. Traits conqueror. Just saying. We saw the unification of Greece after it completely blew up. Thrace just continues to get more powerful. We saw a whole bunch of new countries out here. We saw Bordeaux become a middleman of trade between North Europe and South Europe. And yeah, we saw all sorts of things. So that'll have to do it for today's episode, and I can't wait to join in with the next one. These are really fun to record. I enjoy this thoroughly. I have only just realised though how balkanised the map is. Dude, look at this. Look at how Italy is just absolutely demolished. Damn, this map is very balkanised. Look at these borders. Look at this. God, Denmark, Norway, just clean it up. Good boy, that's it. Which forces them to just be other Norway. But they'll keep the title of Denmark, Norway, just because there's real Norway. But yeah, that will have to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye. Nope, I just hit the pause button. Hang on. Goodbye.